Yo, what's happening, YouTube family? It's Iconic, and today we're going to be taking a look at Mother's Lament and telling you why it's an underrated gem. All right, let's get right into this, and I'm going to tell you a bit about what I'm going to be doing here. So I want to look at just the burst DPS that you can get from Mother's Lament. We kind of know if you extrapolate it out, it only procs every 20 seconds, and you get 6 seconds on it, so every 14 seconds essentially. You'll be able to get a burst from doing the extra critical damage. Now, this is going to be for Demon Hunters specifically. I haven't tested it out yet, but I do plan on maybe class swapping here some point. I love Wizard, and I think Wizard could take pretty good advantage of this gem too as well. I think Crusaders, even though they have Banner, there's definitely maybe an opportunity that Mother's Lament could work for Crusaders. I'm not 100% positive on that. And then I think Necros potentially too could get some good usage out of Mother's Lament. Let's take a look at the build here. All right, so what we ended up doing is I dropped down to Hell 8. And the reason I wanted to do that is I know I wouldn't have most of my stats here resonance-wise to show this. I thought I'd still have the combat rating, which I have more than enough. I don't know what I was thinking, but mainly it was going to be the resonance and just showing off this gem by itself. But you do want to have a decent amount of armor penetration as well as critical hit damage. I had more before I got into Inferno 1, and as I've had to swap out some gear here, it dropped, but I actually had it up to 24% at one point. But the big one is the armor penetration for me in Inferno 1. I'm still like 233 points below. So I'm not getting this extra boost like you would. But I wanted to show off what this can actually do. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a burst of all of our skills until they hit cooldown, and then we're going to stop. So we got down to about 14.22 million. I've done this a few times, and it seems to be anywhere from 14.05 to about 14.3. Now what we're gonna do is slot in our blood-soaked jade. And just for reference, this is actually giving us more resonance, about 90 more. But I wanted to take a look at getting 13.5% increased damage all the time versus just the burst that you get from Mother's Lament. And that got us to 14.52. And again, I've done this test a few different times. I did get hit once there, but it shouldn't have decreased me too much. But we've been about 14.4 was the lowest I've seen so far, up to about 14.65, right in that range. So I think people are sleeping on Mother's Lament. And I think it's to do with the 20% or 20-second cooldown on it. I don't think that's as big of a deal because most of your gems have a condition to them. Like for Blood-Soaked Jade, you're supposed to be at full life. Bottled Hope can only occur once every 20 seconds. Gloomcast can only occur once every 20 seconds. A lot of these gems have some conditions on them. The ones that don't are definitely very sought after. So what I also wanted to show here is I'm going to put in all of my gems and just give you just a bit of a insight into how these all synergize and work together and what type of DPS we can output within that Mother's Lament time frame with everything working together the way they're supposed to. Okay, so just to talk about the build synergy here real quick, the burst is happening all together with all of these different gems. We have Pain Clasp, which is going to give us 24% increased damage to all of our damage once we apply a continuous effect to an enemy. It's going to apply any sort of bleed, poison, burn effect that's like an ailment to an enemy. As soon as that happens, we're doing 24% more damage, and that's to everything, all of our skills at that point. Bottled Hope, when we use a buff, which we're going to be doing all the time with our Demon Hunter, we get 13.5% extra damage and movement speed. Bloodsoaked Jade, at full life, we're going to be receiving 13.5% additional damage. Gloom Cask, our primary attacks are going to be doing 42% additional damage plus 275, and then enemies that are hit by Gloom Blades take 6% increased damage. Seeping Bile, this is going to do 35% base damage plus 263 every second for 6 seconds. Hellfire, this is going to do 67% increased base damage plus 510 to all enemies. Enemies struck by multiple Hellfire Blaze take 25% additional damage from subsequent hits. And then our Echoing Shade is going to use our primary attacks against an enemy. And these hit for like 5 to 8k, but it's 2 of them. But when they crit, a lot of times they'll hit for 35 to like 55. It's decent, especially when you're fighting a boss or something that's not really moving around that much. They don't keep up with you when you're farming or in the overworld, but when you just need to hit a boss and do some DPS, they do some pretty good chip damage too as well. So all of these things working together along with Vithu's 4-piece is going to give us 30% increased attack speed. We're also getting that from our helm. So we have 60% increased attack speed. And then with our Reforge bonuses, that is pushing us to 70% increased attack speed. Any of the continual damage, the burn, bleed, or poison is also going to trigger the 15% increased damage from Banquet of Eyes too as well. All right, we got that down to around 12 million, 12.1. And I messed up a little bit with the testing on that one. But obviously you can see the difference. We did another 2 million damage. Now that's with the full build working. Our resonance went up quite a bit from where it was, but I just wanted to show you the synergies between them. And this really does amp up your damage. Let me know if you guys have any questions, any comments, any thoughts. If you think it's not a good gem, let me know, but I really think people are sleeping on it. I have mine actually at rank 9 too as well, so we do have a little bit more critical hit chance that we can get out of this, but especially for Demon Hunters. I don't think it's for everyone, but for Demon Hunters, you're doing so many attacks so fast that you already have a greater chance of getting crits anyway because of your attack speed, and then when you amp that up with Mother's Lament, that just takes it to a whole nother level. All right. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.